In this video, I'm turning a wooden salt shaker from a laminated blank made of plum and maple. These two species create a beautiful contrast once the piece is shaped on the lathe. For the glue up, I'm using a standard wood glue. I apply an even layer to the mating surfaces of all three boards, making sure the entire surface is covered so the laminated blank bonds properly. After applying the glue, I line the boards carefully. Once everything is positioned correctly, I clamp the blank with 3 woodworking clamps to get even pressure across the entire length. Once the glue has fully dried, the blank is ready for the lathe. At this stage, I mount the laminated blank on the lathe and start turning it into a clean, even cylinder. Before moving on, I turn a small tenon on one end of the cylinder. This will allow me to grip the piece securely in the chuck for the next step. I drill a 1-inch hole straight into the cylinder to create the internal chamber for the salt. With the internal chamber finished, I can start shaping the outside of the salt shaker. I mark the outer dimension on the wood with a pencil, after adding the wall thickness of the salt shaker to the internal measurement. I shape the outside into a gentle, slightly oval profile, but of course everyone can shape their salt shaker however they prefer. Once the outside shape of the body of the salt shaker is finished, I separate the salt shaker from the base. Now I'll move on to making the wooden plug for closing the chamber. I decided to make the plug out of wood, even though it would be easier to use a plastic or cork stopper like many others do. When making the wooden plug, it's important to constantly check its diameter, because if you reduce it too much, there's no way to fix it. Once the diameter is correct and the plug fits nicely, I start shaping its outer form so it matches the overall design of the salt shaker. The shaping of the salt shaker is finished, so I give the outside a final sanding. Because some excess material remains from testing the fit of the plug, I remove it first so there's more room for salt inside the chamber. With the plug completed, I can now cut it off from the base. I sand off the remaining wood on the bottom of the plug that was left after cutting it off the base. Now we move on to the next step, which is drilling the holes in the top of the salt shaker. Just like with the overall shape, everyone can choose the size of the holes and how they want to arrange them. I decided to go with 5 holes arranged in a square pattern. After drilling the holes, the only thing left is to apply the final finish to the salt shaker. When finishing the body of the salt shaker, I use an extra plug that helps me hold the piece while applying the finish and later set it aside to dry. For the final finish, you can use oil, wax, or any type of varnish, depending on the look and feel you want to achieve. I decided to use a clear water-based varnish, since it doesn't leave stains on kitchen tablecloths. Once the varnish is dry, we just fill it with salt, and the shaker is ready to use. Since we're using a wooden plug, we need to make sure it doesn't open accidentally. For this, I use a simple old trick. I coat the plug with beeswax, which is slightly tacky and helps keep it firmly in place. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. See you in the next one.